me say it again. A believer grows in 4 different directions. And I'm going to examine those 4 directions. Are you following me? Are you following me tonight? I'm going to examine those 4 directions. A believer grows in 4 different directions. The first direction in which a believer grows is what I call a downward growth. When I say a downward growth, what I mean is that you are growing rootly. If you have a root, no matter whatever happens, ever rain, ever shines, nothing will separate you out. Nothing can uproot you out. So, a believer grows in 4 different directions. 1, you grow downwards, which is what? Rootwards. And that's why I'm going to look at indications to show if you are even growing downward at all. Because the measure of you growing downwards determine your stability and determine your steadfastness and your firmness in the faith. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. I told you. People said, brother. He said, I've been in this journey for the past 40 years. See, I want to listen to people like that. I want to listen to them. They have seen thick and thin. You know, the Yoruba say, what's a rope, what's a rosa? 40 years! I remember he mentioned, we went for a camp meeting in which was Papa Egin's 80th birthday, and my wife mentioned a singer there. And along the line, my wife said, then I was calling. He said, I was just calling then. So you can imagine. His 80th birthday, he was there. He said, I remember who sang. There was one man. He said, is it David English that sang, thank you for giving to the Lord. And I remember Egin saying on that, he said, you know I'm not a man giving to tears. He said, but today, tears fell on his eyes. If you have known Egin very well, Egin, you will never say tears. No matter how, he will never show emotions. But you know, I watched him and I saw floodlight of tears flowing, and he has to. You know, the emotion of a man will always betray him. But you know, we are not led by emotions. I'll say as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are sons of God. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead. So, your level of growth downward, that means taking root, will determine how steadfast you will be in faith, will determine how firm you will be. But listen, if you are not growing downward, oh, listen, ladies and gentlemen, along the line something will happen. A wind will come and it will blow you off. So, first way, or first point, in which people grow or believer grows is downward. That's why when I see a believer backslide, what I look for when I see a believer goes back, what I look at is not the fruit. I look at the root. Are you following? I look at the root. If the root is solid, then it's impossible for him. It's impossible for him to get blown off easily. You can imagine somebody said, the blood of Jesus is idolatry. Just somebody who has prayed in tongues, somebody who has taught the word, somebody who knew God. And you know what? Let me tell you something. There is a move right now. And you know the move? The truth is being unveiled and revealed. Are you following me? The truth is being unveiled and being revealed. I heard about 2 ministers of the gospel who have taught something that were negative, that were erroneous, especially to the body. And I saw one of them. He said, I have to withdraw all the tapes and all the books that I've written. He said, when I came to that knowledge, he said, I have to withdraw it. And you know, when he put it down, I had somebody all the way from Buyo I won't mention him this evening. He said, the man said, I have taught you things that were erroneous for the past 7 years. So you know what? He withdrew. He said, all the tapes should be withdrawn. All the ones in circulation should be withdrawn. And all the books should be withdrawn. And I said, God, something is happening. Oh, are you following me? Are you following me? Listen, ladies and gentlemen. The Yoruba, you say, you run a lologun. But it's 1 second that the truth will meet up with it. The eyes of people are opening. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, saints are praying that the eyes of understanding will be enlightened, that men and women will no more be deceived. But the truth of God's word will come out. Oh, I was surprised. Because this man is somebody in which I know will not want to admit that. Oh, are you following? Is somebody following me? So I said there's a move that's taking place. Are you following me? And I'm happy and I'm excited. Doctrines will be corrected. Amen. That's why, listen, as a young minister, as you are growing now, either you are preaching, you are teaching, or you are singing, or one day you will find yourself in the ministry. One of the first things in which you need to take care of is your doctrine. Paul told Timothy, he said, take heed unto yourself and unto your doctrine. He said, continue therein. He said, in so doing, you will save yourself and those who hear you. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, your doctrine is one of the things in which you take. That means your teaching. It's very important. Are you following me? You can imagine 7 years. You can imagine the havoc that was done to the body. He said I was there. The person said I was there, and Papa said I should withdraw all those messages. I said, praise God. Listen, let me go ahead. Going downwards. Number 2, the second way in which a believer grows, apart from going downwards, is going upward. There's an upward growth. Your downward growth is a function of your upward growth. Let me tell you. Your downward growth is a function of your upward growth. John 12:24, except the corn of a wheat fall to the ground and die. The Bible says he abided alone. But if he dies, the Bible says he brings forth what? Much fruit. So the second stage, or the second type of growth in which a believer goes through is what I call upward growth. Number 3, the third type of growth in which a believer grows, or a believer should grow, is what I call an inward growth. I said downward growth, upward growth, inward growth. In fact, I'm going to examine each of these growths one after the other. I'm going to examine each of these growths after the other. Upward, downward growth, upward growth, inward growth. Then the fourth type of growth that a believer goes through is what I call an outward growth. Are you here tonight? Yes, somebody following me tonight? Are you following me tonight? Are you following me tonight? Yes, sir. Number 1, downward growth. Your downward growth is important. Remember Colossians 2:7. It said, being rooted and built up in him. Can you see? Built up, is it down? Answer me. Is it down? No. Up. So there is a downward growth, there is an upward growth, there is an inward growth, and there is an outward growth. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to look at indications to check if you are going downwards. When you talk about downward growth, you are talking about your foundation. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you this. Let's go to Mark chapter 4. Mark chapter 4. Mark chapter 4. And let's see this. Mark chapter 4. Are you following me tonight? Are you following me tonight? Let me tell you. These days we have Christians, believers, who are just growing. You know, they are growing. is lopsided. There's something wrong with the growth. It is not a normal growth, it's a stunted growth. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, when you have a stunted growth, listen, ladies and gentlemen, one day there will be a problem. That's why church growth also, there can be a dandawi growth, there can be a rice growth, but the best type of growth is when you grow steadily. Are you following me? When you grow with a root down. You grow with a root down. You grow with a root down. Listen, the root anchors a plant. So when a plant is not rooted, one day it will get carried away. It will get blown away. Are you following me? Something will just come, you just get carried away. Look at Mark 4. This is good. Very good. You know, the folks have started catching my spirit.